What is cracking, everybody? It's your boy Ego Can. I have the Legend of Zelda necklace, and we're in the fall time. Most spiritual YouTubers, they be filming their stuff during the summer, but hey, it's the fall, and yeah, we got a fall spiritual YouTuber in the building. So, peep game, everybody. So, we're all talking about this nothing matters idea. This idea that nothing has any substance in your life. But I'm here to say, like in my previous video, when my You Lied to Us video, I explained that if everything is fake, then there needs to be something real in order for there to be a fake of it. So if everything is fake, then what is it that you recognize to be real? What is reality to you then? If reality itself is fake, then what is the real reality? If you haven't even been there, you feel like you've been there, but you haven't been there in this moment. In this body vessel, you haven't been in the reality you think you've been in. It's mad windy. But yeah. Ooh, it's getting all my hair off. But yeah, so if nothing matters, then to me that means everything matters. Because nothing, what is nothing to you? What do you think has no substance to you? Anything can have any kind of substance if you want it to have substance. You know what I'm saying? Some people get an 80 or a 75 on their test and they think, oh man, that was horrible. I suck at life. I hate that. Right? And there's some people who are barely passing, getting 50% and 60%. It's that was a good grade, right? So don't let the mistake I made in that You Lied to Us video was I let somebody else depict what I value in life. I let somebody else tell me that nothing matters instead of letting myself come to that conclusion. Just because somebody else came to a conclusion that nothing matters doesn't mean that's the conclusion that you have to go to as well. Because that person may sleep at night very well knowing that nothing matters, but you may not. You hearing that information may mess you up and make you feel bad, right? And that's exactly what happened to me. Me hearing that information and me not having any sense of individuality made me upset. Just to hear what? It just didn't resonate with me. I didn't have to be upset. But it's good to let your feelings out, I feel like it's okay to cry, it's okay to show emotions, as long as you get right back up after. You don't want to basically, whoever's consoling you, whoever you're crying to, whoever you're talking to, you don't want to just lay there by yourself, putting them in the position where it's they don't know what to say, you know what I'm saying? They don't know how to pick you back up. You want to cry because you're getting right back up. You're in the middle of getting back up and you're thinking about what you're going through, and you're thinking about how much it shocks you, and you're thinking about how different it was from before the negative event happens. And that's why a lot of people cry, right? That's the right way to cry, right? The wrong way to cry is when you're crying because you feel like you're incapable of getting out of your position. You're crying because you feel like you'll be here forever. And that's not a good way to, that really hurts. That really hurts. It's a normal feeling to have, but like Steve Harvey says, you know what I mean? I can't believe I'm quoting Steve Harvey, but when you're going through hell, go through it, but don't stay there, right? So avoid things that make you stay in hell. You know what I mean? If you notice that you play video games or you smoke weed when you're upset, oh, I'm gonna let the wind pass, okay? I love the wind. If you play video games or if you smoke weed to get away from your problems, then avoid that, because you know it's gonna keep you in hell. You want to quit all of your habits when you're going through things. You want to quit all of your coping mechanisms when you're going through something, because you don't want it to keep you in hell. You know what I'm saying? So if crying and if showing your emotions is a way of coping, go for it. But when you're really going through shit, when you're really in the middle of the problem, you can't do that, because it's going to keep you in that position, I feel. Because that's what happened to me. This is just coming from my experience. I could be completely wrong. Saying that. But I was going through a bad breakup earlier this year, and I was crying and getting faded almost every day. And it's yeah, it brought out my feelings. It let me vent my emotions, but unfortunately it kept me in the dark place. Unfortunately, it kept me in this place where I lost somebody who I really loved, and now I feel like I can't live without them. It's okay to feel like you can't live without somebody, but eventually you have to come to that reality that you only need yourself to live. You don't need anybody else. That's hogwash. Mans really say hogwash. pretty much what that means is like you just have to come back to home. You just gotta come back home, you know what I'm saying? You know? Don't stick to things that keep you there. Yeah, it's okay to have your emotions validated, but eventually someone has to give you tough love. And unfortunately, like the world we live in, we've lost a lot of tough love. You have to give that tough love to yourself now. You have to be the one to pick yourself up. You know what I mean? Like a lot of nowadays, like a lot of friends, they'll be like, oh no, it's okay, you can stay there, you can stay depressed, you can stay playing video games 16 hours a day, you can stay smoking spliffs, smoking your pain away, it's okay, right? You'll get through it eventually. But you know what, I had real friends, and if it weren't for them, like I wouldn't be here. And they were like, yo, what is this? Like, dog, like you're saying like you venting your emotions and all this shit is supposed to help you, but how's it helping you? You look sad, right? So that's when I came to a realization that, like, you just got to find a way to go through things. You just have to cope well. You know what I mean? If saying nothing matters is how Von Tu Cut copes with reality, if saying nothing matters is how somebody else just gets through life, then that's their path. That's their idea. It doesn't have to make you upset like it made me upset, you know? You can put whatever love, whatever meaning into anything that's going to keep you going. For me, like, I like to value my YouTube channel. I like to value romance. I like to value my friends, because that's what keeps me grounded in reality. You need to keep something to ground you. You know what I mean? You need to find a place to put your pain into. You know what I mean? Do you remember the movie Wolf of Wall Street? What's the most famous quote from the Wolf of Wall Street? If you're behind on your credit card bill, pick up the phone and start dialing. If your girlfriend thinks you're worthless, pick up the phone and start dialing. What does that mean? That means find a place to put your pain into. Everything can be a reason to keep going. Von Tu Cut telling me nothing matters is a reason for me to keep going. Everything. When you feel nervous, you know, when you're talking to a girl and you feel nervous, you know what I mean? You're all nervous, like, oh, what's she gonna think about me? Do I look cool? Do I look hip? Those worrisomes, those moments of anxiety that you have, society says is bad. But really, it's your mind saying, keep going, keep going. It's gonna really impact my life. The more nervous you feel going towards something, the more upset you feel, the more angry you feel pursuing your dreams, is just another reason to keep going. So the more somebody brings you down, the more somebody says you can't do it, the more somebody says nothing matters, is actually what that flips into it is that's life telling you, go, 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 go. Nobody else is going the same path as you. It's just you. It's just you. You know, that's how you be a leader. Everybody wants to be a leader, but what people don't realize is that it's a cold path. You know, when you're on the path of a leader, you're going to see hundreds of people walk alongside you, and then you're going to see them give up. You know what I mean? You're going to see one by one people falling down, and it's going to be you walking onto the path. And it's like, this is the path that's for me. And those people who fall down, they're going to go find their own path. They're going to go somewhere else. They're like, hey, you know what? Let's say that you wanted to be like the best soccer player in the world, right? 1 million people want to be the best. 1 million people want to be the best soccer player in the world, right? So you're going to see hundreds of people fall before you. And that doesn't mean that they gave up on their dreams. That just means they found something that better suits them, that better suits their reality. Not everybody can be number one. It always has to be one person, okay? We can't be giving out these participation medals anymore, because that devalues people who win. Then people who win don't feel good anymore. And we have to have balance with our ego and our consciousness. And the ego likes to win. Unfortunately, that just because I preach about the ego don't mean I got no ego. You know what I'm saying? My name is Ego Ken. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's essential to live. I think I'll be one of the first people to say that. People have said that in the YouTube comments, but I'll be the first YouTuber to really say, you need to harmonize your ego and your consciousness. You can't get rid of the ego, because that's an egotistical thing to do. A person without an ego loves things. A person without an ego embraces things. So you gotta love your ego. You have to embrace your ego, because that's the true ego death. The true ego death is love. You gotta love your ego. You can't kill it. That's what an egotistical person does. They kill things. They eliminate them. What a true person does, love will always be the answer, right? So you have to love your ego, and you also have to put your pain into something, and you also have to see that everything is a reason to keep going. So yeah, without further ado, that is the video. If nothing matters, everything matters. That is the biggest thing you need to know. You put your value into anything you want it to be. If standing in these trees is what makes me happy, then that's what I'm finna do, and nobody can judge me for it. As long as I'm healthy, as long as I'm happy, and as long as I'm going to the crown chakra, right? Don't do something that puts you in your lower state. And you have to come to reality that it does that. Yeah, if you like the video, comment your thoughts, and have a discussion with all the beautiful people watching this, because we need to have a discussion about this. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't, because we're almost at 1,000. That's nuts, bro. 1,000 subscribers celebration coming soon. Boy, it's Ego Ken, and I am out of here. Braces and Zelda chain. Because look how beautiful that is, everybody. Are you guys seeing this? The clouds just look like cotton candy. Like,